I'm doing this for you and for me. Doing it for you guys. I saw 137 followers. I've been passing out cards to the universe. I ask, give me people. You'll love it, people. Here we go. Let's do this. Tell me, please, how the hell is it that me and Raz and Wooz and Easy and RV and Eric and Alika and all of my friends and most of you listening out there, how the hell is it that we are smarter than these coaches that make $10 million? What are we doing here? I don't know. Sometimes it smells a little fishy. Week after week, Sunday after Sunday. It's like a broken record. If it's a Tuesday, high noon Hawaiian time, then it is time for me, your backseat quarterback, Brother Richie. Hey, thank you. Many mahalos. Aloha. Brother Richie. Coming at you live. High noon on a Tuesday. Every Tuesday, unless I'm on vacation. The Spirit of Sports show brought to you by Not Pods, my favorite show. The only show I do during the football season. I am your backseat quarterback, Brother Richie. Live. Going to do something a little different today. Going to get into a little bit of baseball today to start. Before that, as I said, the Spirit of Sports show brought to you by notpods.com. Coming soon still. Just need a little help on a website. Who wants to create? I own it. All I need is somebody, WordPress. Help me out. So, and Not Pods, one word, on YouTube, my YouTube channel. Thanks all, Mimi, for joining so far. I've been having 10, 15 people listening off and on, so I want to get up to 10,000. Help me do that. I got 51 cents a month. Free for now. High noon on Tuesdays. You can also stream anytime you want. Let's get into a little baseball. How about them Dodgers? Yeah, this is from Dodger Stadium. I'll tell you a little bit about my first ever visit to Dodger Stadium. Was the first game of the playoffs against the Padres. Tell you though, World Series, these playoffs have been exciting as shit. It's reviving my love for baseball. It used to be my favorite sport to play and watch as a kid, probably through high school, early college. Then was basketball, baba. Then football took over. Now it's football or bust. But, you know, these playoffs is reviving my love for the game. Probably the most I've paid attention, most I've enjoyed baseball since the late 70s, maybe 88, Gibson, 04. Good stuff. You know, it's kind of weird, though, baseball these days. I never really noticed before. The organ plays between every pitch, basically. Has it always been like that? Seems like I'd get a little confusing and, you know, might take your mind off as a batter, as a pitcher. So that was kind of weird. And the starters, you know, you said starter, we want 7 good innings, 7, 8, maybe complete game now. Give us 3.1 innings. We're happy. So starters, I don't know if anybody's ever going to win 200 games again. Nobody's even going 5 innings. Use 7, 8 pitchers, no big deal. They even have bullpen games. Herm said, yes, they are. Commanders win the Super Bowl, baby, says Herm. Aaron Hermling. I want to tell Herm. I've got to write real quick. Let's see. Yes, please, Herm. Go win the Super Bowl. Did I send? Where's the show that I sent, dude? Oh, there you go. Proud of you, too. So, yeah, Aaron Hermling. My boys are working painting houses. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Talking a little bit of baseball before we get into the NFL. You did get lucky, though, because Chicago Bears are in a mess, and their coach is just one of the biggest dumbasses. One of the biggest dumbasses. We'll get into that, though. I'm talking about pitching for now. You know, you 7-8 guys, bullpen games. Nobody goes 5 innings. Nobody's going to win 200 games ever again. You know, I dug Raleigh Fingers and Goose Gossage and Dan Quisenberry, 3 inning saves. And Cy Young and Christy Mathewson, all the way even to Nolan Ryan, never even came out of a game. Rubber arms. Now we got 88 pitches. Take them out. That's all right. Yamamoto had a great starting game, too. 6 1/3 innings, 86 pitches. He has a little, if you notice, Fernando, rest in peace, Fernando, by the way, straight out of Dodger Stadium, this one. He had that little look to the heavens. I swear Yamamoto has a little glimpse over to third base. Pretty cool. First World Series in the Bronx since 2009. That place is raucous. One of my favorite places to watch the crowd. Too bad Yankees didn't give them much to cheer for. And my first time at Dodger Stadium earlier this month, I did a little clip there. But I got to tell you, that place is awesome. As a huge sports fan, going to a Dodger and then a Ram game on vacation. Straight money, baby. But, you know, I did my usual, sit in 8 or 9 different seats, Dodger Stadium, sneaking all around, snuck into the loge, snuck right down into the right field home run area. Where guys, where's your wristband, bro? How'd you get in here? Like, just walked right in like I always do. I've always snuck down front row seats. Plenty times. That's how, if you sit in your own seat, you're a sucker. Don't tell the ushers. But to me, if you're way up there and there's something open down there, you find your way down there until they kick you out. Yeah, just was in the bowels of Dodger Stadium looking, you know, big old gated area where all the paint and extra bases and chalk line. And it was awesome, bro. So Juan Soto's awesome. When the Yankees were going to trade for him, they asked the scout, and he said he is the most sure thing in the game. Juan Soto. Dodgers playing gasoline right before the brother comes in and gives up a homer. Throw some gasoline on that fire. You know, you can bat flick now. You can point at your dugout. You can round the bases and cheer. Back in the day, you're getting beaned. I love it. Bring some fun back into the game. Save Major League Baseball. It's got to be fun. The pitch clock, 3 throwovers, only 1 timeout per batter, all this stuff. They're really working on it. Shorten the game a little bit. I mean, it was getting kind of boring. Little basketball. One thing about basketball, LeBron is throwing down triple doubles like he's 26 years old. I'm not just talking 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. The other night went 32, 14, and 10. Are you effing kidding me? Texas A&M, 108,000 maniacs. Can you imagine? I got to get down south next football season. Yeah, thinking about going to the NFL Combine this year. That'll be great. Maybe take woos as I do my, very looking forward to my high noon show. High noon with Brother Richie. Every day, starting Monday, February 10th, until the first day of football, every single day at noon. Maybe doing something, maybe in the studio, maybe just a real quick say hi, maybe golfing, maybe jumping off shippies, jumping out of an airplane, maybe at a game. But every single day, noon Hawaiian time, at least say hi. Keep in touch. Talk show, call-ins, whatever we like. I tell you, see this sign, and I will die as a Beaver fan, but I think it's the worst time ever. We're losing to Cal and Nevada, getting blown out, and the Ducks are beating Ohio State and ranked #1 in the country. They'll have their comeuppance. Get them with a physical team in the playoffs. Speaking of Beavers, and you all know I'm doing this because my dream and my two heroes, Daryl Ani, was the voice of the Beavers, football and basketball, and Bill Shawnlee, the Shawns, for the Blazers. I would turn the game down, turn the radio on, listen about every Beaver game there was. So I decided to reach out to Daryl. Gave him an email about a year ago, and he never got back to me. So I reached out again. I said, my name's Richie Peterson. I'm from Tillamook, and just want you to know how much I appreciate you. Shut up, chickens. Middle of the Pacific Ocean. So I just want to reach out and tell you how much you meant to me, and maybe any chance of calling in on the show. And I did get a response, so this is pretty cool, from Daryl on. He said, "Hi, Richie. Thanks for spending time with all of us during our quest to try and find some wins." Unquote. There were some dark days in Daryl's day. I have very good feelings about your hometown, dating back to KTI manager Van Moe and longtime talk show host Mildred Davey. Working with Steve was a lot of fun. Steve Fink from Tillamook. He was a sports information director. He did an excellent job for us in Oregon State. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't do podcasts, etc. I shut that down when I retired. Thanks for reaching out. Our local fitness director, Tony Jeffries, is also a cheesemaker. Here's to good health, Daryl. So thanks so much, Daryl. Wish I could get you on, would be nice, but it was nice to hear back. And now, let's give you a little taste of what's going to happen. It's time to talk NFL. First thing I want to do.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? First of all, Thursday nights, I don't watch. I don't do notes on Thursday because I got enough on Sunday if I got to get into money. I got 14 pages. I got an hour. All I ask for is an hour a week from you people. Put it on when you're driving. Stream it. Just watch 20 minutes. Just give me a little love. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for my family. This is going to be my career. I'm not going to stop. And I look today and I still have 137. For like 2 weeks, I've had the same amount of subscribers. I can't even get one extra subscriber. I'm handing out stickers. I'm grassroots style. But then I said, you know what, Richie? Just keep going. As Morgan Freeman said, if you love something and you really want it and you just never stop, you will be successful. So once in a while, I just say, man, it's kind of disheartening when I'm putting in all this work. But you put in the work early, fruits of your labor will come. And I'm 100% sure of that. So you like to listen or you don't, that's fine for now. I won't forget you. NFL, Thursday night. If we're going to have Big Brother fucking shit up and we're going to abuse instant replay and use it to manipulate games, how can you put guardrails on it that say, no, you can't change, you can't throw a flag, but you can pick up a flag? If something is this obvious as a face mask fish hook in the end zone, 15 yards. No official can see it somehow. So it's a safety, and they're showing instant replay, and everybody knows it's 1,000 million, 100 billion%. Then have the common sense rule. It's, you can't do this, that, and that, but if it's that, you can do it. And if the official just had the guts, I'm going against everything in the rules, but that was too obvious. It's a face mask. Find me later. First down. And we'll talk about it later. They abuse the shit. Josh Downs had a touchdown pass that he fell on top of the receiver. His body never even hit the ground. And he rolled into the end zone. Maybe his feet were on the ground. He's on top, and he caught it on the goal line. And they look at it, and they overturn the call. It's infuriating. But something like that, oh, well, in the rules, you can't throw a flag. But if we had called the flag and there is no face mask, then you can pick up the flag. Fucking irritating, bro. I have a word for the day. My word for the day is inexcusable. So there's a lot of them, inexcusable. Kyle Brandt has angry runs, bad beats. With SVP, I have backseat quarterback. And I get emotional. And today, I might turn a shade of red if you haven't seen. Go Dodgers. Because if you're a Chicago Bear fan, what the fuck are we doing? Do re mi. How we doing, brother? Kyle, good to see you. I got people coming in. 2 over here, 4 over there, 6, 8, 10. 100 million people. Today, joining us on Around the Horn, Richie from Backseat Quarterback. That's the goal. Word for the day, inexcusable. We'll get into the Bears' whole, what is this? My sports talk show. Richie, Uncle Richie. We got kids together. It's a backseat quarterback, Kyle. I talk about all the dumb shit that the NFL does and some good stuff, but pretty much just go through what's happening. Nice. Thank you. Anybody over here? You guys can, on YouTube too, you can chat me up. So, inexcusable is my word for the day. Let's start out though. Cincy, 10-minute drive for a touchdown. Very nice. Wow. 73-yard punt out of bounds. Whatever happened to the coffin corner punt? Remember that? It was huge. Instead of trying, now they just 9-iron it and try to spin it back. Just aim it to the corner. There's no way guys ever. Well, maybe they throw it up there because dumbasses are catching it at the 2-yard line. Nothing worse. Fair catch, drifts inside the 5. Oh, at the 2. Now we got to go 98 yards, and there's probably 80% chance it's going in the end zone. So I'm starting positive. Like National Tight Ends Day, by the way, they had 177 catches and 15 touchdowns. Most in a day ever. And it's because they were just fucking around, and what's his name just came up with, hey, today's National Tight Ends Day. 85. Come on, bro. This is 56 years old, 57 years old. Sometimes it's hard to think of the name. 85 for San Fran. Kittle came up with this day. 7 years later, they have the greatest day of all time for tight ends on the day that he made up, just out of the blue. Drake May, 500 yards, 5 TDs in the first 2 games. Only the second guy to do that. Him and Dan Marino. and looking great with his legs. And then just injuries, flags and injuries, man. It's a tough year in the NFL. Flags and injuries. And New England, help your QB out. Help out the line. Snap the ball. How many times? Blue 82, blue 82. Offensive lineman, my legs are burning. Defense is just kicking their heels in, and then I'm going to jump offside. And then it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Set hut. Want to save your season? Want to be a great coach? Just say set hut, set hut, set hut. Get on the ball, set hut. Especially 3rd and inches, set hut. Not blue 82, blue 80. Oh, how's your legs doing, O-line? You okay? 316, 418, change, swipe, swipe, can it? And what happens? Jump offside or 3-yard loss, or just get on the ball and say set hut. Philadelphia Eagles. Talk about coaching. And what? Sure, they're 5-3. Okay, looking pretty good. 0 points in the first quarter for the Philadelphia Eagles through 8 games. 0 points through 8 games. 7 games, they had a bye. Through week 8, first quarter points. When you script the first 15 plays and you practice what you're going to do, and you can't even kick a field goal in 7 games, inexcusable. It's my word of the day. Tua come back. He makes that offense go. They still lost. Heartbreaker to Arizona, but not Tua's fault. 28 of 38, 234 yards, touchdown, and 0 concussions. He did take off a couple times, like, get down, Tua, please. HN 10 carries. We'll talk about that later. But how the hell the week before, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, 2 catches between them. The week before Tua. 10 touches for Tyreek. Why isn't he getting 3 pitch sweeps, 4 bubble screens, and 5 jet sweeps, and a couple slants? 2 targets and 1 catch with your backup quarterback rookie. Makes no sense. Not rookie, worse than rookie. Been around for years and still sucks. Inexcusable. Cleveland's funny. I mean, it's got to be the ownership pulling the strings. When Stefanski saying, well, you know, Mr. Misogynistic, Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win. Takes an injury to him, and then, well, DTR, we saw him from last year suck, but let's have him as second string. Oh, and this guy, Jameis Winston, just puts up 300 yards every time. Might throw a pick or 2. But he's going to move the ball. We'll have him as our 3rd string emergency quarterback. Takes 2 injuries for Jameis to go, what's he do? Just go ahead and beat the Ravens. 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just, it's pathetic, man. Who's in charge? Detroit Lions look great. I think that's all I'm going to talk about them. Pre-snap flags kill the offense. Pre-snap, false starts, or post-snap or pre-snap, but after the play, 70-yard touchdown. Oh, illegal shift or illegal formation. Oh, my God, because the receiver didn't line up on the line of scrimmage. Is it really that big a deal that we have to have 7? I mean, just know where you're supposed to be. Talk about inexcusable. Darius Slayton had an 80-yarder called back because, you know, the tackle wasn't covered because the tight end was off the line of scrimmage. Shit like that. Why do you think Brian Dable is bald? Just pull your hair out. Inexcusable. Did I mention the common sense rule? Next time something like that, and even if you can't, if you're the official, if you're the referee, you know, there's one referee in football. There's 8 officials. Side judge, back judge, umpire, line judge, you know, and then there's the referee. Next time there's a situation where it is an obvious face mask and you're looking at it for, I don't even know why they're looking at that. If they can't, I guess they're, or they couldn't, but they just showed it over and over. And you just say, you know what? I don't give a beep about what the rule is. That's a face mask. We have Big Brother for a reason. Go ahead. What's Raz? Good luck, Terry. Thanks, Razzle. Hope you listen. Okay. Thanks. I had 4 over here. Got 4 over here. Here we go. Did I mention the common sense rule? Oh, yeah. I don't care if it's not in the rule. If you're not supposed to, you just have some balls and say, we're using this shit. We're fucking shit up all the time. The guy's barely down by a quarter smidgen of an inch and his knee might have touched there. Oh, call the touchdown off. But something that obvious, we can't use it. Just, you know what? Next time that happens, upon further review, even though we're not supposed to do this, that's a face mask. We're giving them the ball. I want to see this drive. The rest of the country, everybody wants to see this drive. Unless you're a Rams fan. And even then, it's probably, bro, that was a face mask. Arizona. Long count, false start. 3rd and 1 goes to 3rd and 6. Long count, almost always such. I can see trying to draw them off, you know, in a hard count. There's a difference between hard count and long count. Hard count sometimes works. Long count, I'd say 85%. Wah, wah, wah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I hate it for fantasy football. The play that goes to the 1 yard line out of bounds, especially like a 40, 50 yarder. Well, I always have, I tell this story a lot. Me, Woos, and Kevin Crane at Suds and Suds in Corvallis. It's brilliant. Suds and Suds. Tavern connected to laundry. Do your laundry, drink a beer, watch sports. Suds and Suds. We had a touchdown only league, 6 points for a rushing touchdown, double. So 100 yards didn't matter, 300 yards, only touchdowns, and then field goals. Johnny Johnson, I swear it was 98, might have been 97, might have been 90, but he got the ball at his own 1 yard line, and he breaks through and he to the 20, the 30, and we're just all jumping up because Woos has him. So me and Kevin Crane, get him, Woos, go. And to the 30, 20, to the 10, 5, pushed out of bounds at the 1 yard line. Oh my God, the worst 1 yard. Oopsie daisy. What's the one guy call it? The bummers. 98 yards and he gets 0. And then Fred Baxter comes in, of course, and takes the touchdown. And he's over on the sideline, sucking wind. Bro. So those are the worst for fantasy football. Just down to the 1 or big play, flag, especially when they just lined up wrong. Holding's one thing. But when illegal shift or illegal formation, it's just inexcusable. Raiders interception at the 3 yard line. Run, sack. I don't give a fuck how good the Chiefs D is. It's the 3 yard line. Can you come up with something besides 3 runs in the middle of the line and then a sack? I'm going to tell you, NFL delivers every week. We all love it. I love it. Gives me this show, but expectations are here, and it's through the roof. The Hail Mary, we're going to get way into the Hail Mary later. Inexcusable. Tyreek Stevenson talking shit to the crowd with his back to the play as the play starts on the Hail Mary, and talking shit on the play before when they didn't call timeout and guard the sideline. We'll get into all that. AR5 taps himself out of the game. I'm tired, and then admits it. You know what? I've never, and nobody, and they've talked about it, I've watched all the shows. Nobody's ever seen a quarterback tap out because he's tired. Receivers, linemen, DBs, running backs, you can do that. Quarterback, you can't take yourself out of the game, especially on third down. In a one-score game, in the third quarter, you're too tired. That's when you get up to the point and say, you know, I tweaked my hip a little bit right there. Because it did. He got out of that sack. He ran 30, 40 yards just to make it a 0-yard game. And he ran the play before, and I'm sure he was gassed. But if you take yourself out, you damn well better come up with that. I tweak my hip a little bit. Not just tell you the truth, I was tired. Huh? That's like Eberflus saying, oh, that 13 yards didn't matter. We'll get into that. Inexcusable. Kelsey Moon, the Raider fans, what a dick. Just get dumped already. I'm sick of this shit. Then maybe the Chiefs won't have to win the Super Bowl. Bullshit. Chiefs, whatever. I don't think they're that good. Every team, they're barely hanging on. Their offense is not great. Defense, they're not getting a whole lot of calls yet. Mark my words, wait till the playoffs, though. Start seeing how the officiating changes. Greg Zuerlein is still on the Jets after 2 weeks ago. If they make their field goals, I win my pool. Greg the Schmeg missed a PAT and another field goal. Missed six kicks in 8 games. They're 2-6. They could be 4-4 at least if he makes his field goals. Inexcusable. What the fuck? Tush push is played out. Get rid of it. Got stopped a couple times. Just since when is it legal? I see offensive linemen pulling guys into the end zone. Grabbing shoulder pads and shit. Just, you can't help. You can't push a guy. It used to be illegal. Bring it back. Mr. Sunshine, pretty boy, golden boy, whatever you're calling yourself, Trevor Lawrence. Just maybe it's time to just cut the hair. I've been saying this for weeks. Reverse Samson. Your hair, it sucks your energy. You look like a pretty boy. So let me borrow your skateboard and skate down and we'll go paddle out, bro. Maybe you come in clean cut, don't tell anybody. You show up to a meeting on Tuesday, clean cut, and say, we're getting this shit figured out. Instead of, flowing left, go Dodgers. Did I mention this was from Dodger Stadium, my first ever trip? Tennessee offense, terrible. No 100-yard rusher or receiver all season. Under 17 points in 6 of 7 games. Wow. And then give up 52. And they have a pretty good defense. Detroit's that good. Dynamic kickoffs starting to pop. I think we had a return. They're starting. If I'm dynamic kickoff team, high little or squib them, but right down to about the 2-yard line. Make them run it back. 30, I think they're going to change it to the 35 next year. I'd rather take my chances with them running it back. Time for a public service announcement. NFL, we need a common sense rule. This part of the program brought to you by Suioka Store for more than 100 years up in the OKT, right up the street, Suioka Store. If you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean on this quaint little island, used to be quaint, now it's kind of overrun, but I will not tell you exactly where. You know where. If you know, you know. Come get a sticker. Suioka Store. There was a pass interference and a face mask on the same play, and they enforced them both. It was only half the distance, but would that have been 30-yard penalty? I'm not sure I ever heard of that. Didn't know that existence. Didn't know that existence. Kyle Pitts, finish your run into the end zone. I remember the first was Eagles. The Ducks did it. Where Utah, the guy goes 90, 100 yards and he slows down, and then they knock it out of his hand and pick it up and go for a touchdown the other way. 100 yards this way, out of the end zone. Guy gets all cocky, excessive ego-ness, and if you know me, you know what I mean. Excessive ego-ness, holding the ball down here. Duck knocks it out and goes the other way for 100 yards touchdown. It's nothing worse. Deshaun Jackson was the first. Look at me. Look at me. Slowing down. Oh, no, Don Beebe was the first, but Dallas was up by, 30 points. Yeah, sunshine, cut your hair. Cleveland's funny. Yeah. Deshaun just gives us the best chance to win. And that, pitch sure looked like a fumble. They don't have, so only like the big money games only have end zone cams on the pylons. So they don't have a pylon cam at every game. NFL can't afford that, only if you're on TV. Because that sure looked like Antoine Winfield got that to that ball before Pitts got to the end zone. I need to start looking at money on Vegas again. Cleveland, Baltimore, just weird. Teams look like the best team in the league one week, and then they just lay an egg. Is it all for show? It's not a sport, yeah. It's entertainment. NFL has admitted it's not really a sport anymore. It's more entertainment. So, NFL, Las Vegas. New England, 3rd and 8. Throw a 3-yard underneath. Punt. What's the use? Jacksonville, long count, 2nd and goal from the run, pre-snap. False start. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Just snap the ball. Set hut. Snap the ball. Set hut. Get the tush push out. I think everybody thinks it's played. Should be illegal. It's just dumb. It's rugby. It's not football. Get it out. Green Bay also snapped the fucking ball. Why are we leaving the offensive linemen in their stance for 25 seconds? And then pass blocking. What is it? Retreat. How about on the line, set hut? There's a delay of game on Jacksonville on the field goal block team. Delay a game, 5 yards. It was 4th and 5. Give up a 1st down. Brutal. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. AR5, not to mention you're too tired. At the end of the half, and Jonathan Gant, whatever. Can't think of. I know all their names. Shane Steichen. Minute and a half left. You're inside your own 20. You got a quarterback that's known for not making the greatest decisions. Throws a terrible sit pick inside your own 20 on 3rd down. What? 3rd down inside your own 20 with a minute left. Are you really going to go 85 yards and score? 3rd down.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Throws a terrible pick. The guy that might throw a terrible pick. I mean, it's kind of in his DNA. He's even, admitted, I'm a running quarterback, not the best passer. So it's 3rd down and 8 from our own 15. Let's throw across the middle. Where this guy might throw a dumb pick. And he does. And you give up a score and you lose by 3 points. Inexcusable and fucking stupid. Cut your hair, golden boy. New England Patriots block. Tennessee special teams gave up 250 yards in returns. What? How's this line? What Goff had 86 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. They scored 52 points. David Montgomery had a touchdown pass. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 2 targets, 2 catches for 7 yards and a touchdown. He scored 52 points. That's Tennessee. 250 plus return yards. Inexcusable. Can we give Jonathan Taylor a little more run? I'm going to talk about the 19. I talked about 19 running backs that are workhorse. 18 to 25, 28 carries a game must have running backs. 11 of those teams losses. We'll go through how many carries. I think Taylor had 17 or 18. That's fine. He should have had 25. When you got AR5, why is he only getting 17? He's running the ball like he's looking like Jonathan Taylor. Why would you give him less than 30 carries? Let's just check it out real quick. Jonathan Taylor had 20 carries. Okay, 105 yards and a touchdown. Should have 30 carries for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. Center can pull the tight end. I saw a center after a catch pulling the tight end. Pulling him. Can we get that out, please? Come in and tackle under control, especially on 3rd down. Every week's got to be 50 of them. Inexcusable. Make the play, especially on 3rd down. Arizona down 2 with 2 minutes. So they're down 8. They score with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter and go for 2. Just Giants went for 2, down 14, and you score, you're down 8. Kick the extra point. If you want to go for 2, do it at the end. Why? Where are these analytics from? I want to see the math. Who's been keeping track of this? That when you're down 14 points, no matter where in the game, and you score a touchdown, and you go for 2, and you make it 10% of the time, you score a touchdown, you kick the fucking extra point unless you need to go for 2. Ah! Cleveland, first game of the year with 20 points. It takes 2 injuries because we think Deshaun Watson and DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, didn't suck it up bad enough last year. Jameis Winston, everybody knows what he can do. He's on the bench. Finally, you have to play him. 350 yards and you win. AR5, by the way, opposite end sucks, bro. You can't tap yourself out of a game at quarterback. Better have a damn good excuse if you do. Tennessee, Coach Callahan looking questionable. You're 1-7. You're a rookie coach. Maybe Pollard gets it 25 times. I don't know. Zerline missed again. Oh, this just in. Oh, Zerline, Greg Zerline just missed another point after touchdown. Greg the Schmeg. You know, these people, these guys, they're human. I understand that, but I don't. Because to us as fans, they're just cogs, pieces in the cog, and you replace them. You don't think about their family. We don't care. You care about my family. If I make $17 million a year, then don't care about my family. I don't give a shit. I want you fired. I want you fired. I want you cut. I want you cut. It's nothing personal, but it's personal. You don't want me to tell you what's in the hot dog because you might not like it. Is it just me, or does Devontae Adams just look weird and slow in Jets green? And how many targets? They brought him over for you, Aaron. How many targets? Fucking Face ID. Fucking. Some shit's irritating, bro. Talking about this shit. 6 targets, 4 catches for 4 yards. 2 games, no touchdowns. Everything you want, Aaron Rodgers. Gave you everything you want. You're 2-6. I think you got to start the Kime Thursday. But since he's the head coach and the GM and assistant GM and offensive coordinator, he probably won't bench himself. Look at Green Bay with a backup quarterback. Look at LaFleur. Run the ball 10 times in a row, play action pass. They're 3-0 with him coming in. Just do that. All you other teams, inexcusable. It's, oh, we lost our quarterback, so we have to do 7-step drops and take sacks and put him in play, put him in situations that he's not accustomed to. That's on you. If you have to go to your backup quarterback and it's only one play away and every single team is one play away from your backup quarterback, you better at least have a scheme to go with a crappy backup quarterback or a decent backup quarterback. One or the other. And I know there's not enough quarterbacks to go around. And it's true. But you can't just act like, oh, man, we lost our quarterback. How is that possible? Because it's going to happen to you and you and you and you. All 32 teams, you're one play away.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I got to get a hold of Scott Hansen because I love him, but it's just kind of vanilla and kind of we're lost. The witching hour where losses become wins and wins become losses. No. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the witching hour where wins become losses and losses. No. Take two. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the witching hour where losses become wins and wins become nightmares. Fuck Raheem Mostert, by the way. Injuries and flags. It's the Injuries and Flags League. What? 9, 8, 9, 7, 11, 11. These are down to penalties on some teams throughout the league. Stroud looks different. CJ Stroud's release looks weird. I don't know. Houston doesn't look the same at all. Something kind of funky. Getting toward the end, people. Getting toward the end. Bear with me. 47 minutes in. Thanks for coming and going. I've had 15 people come and go over on YouTube. Matt, Ryan, Matty Ice. Good seeing you. So, conspiracy theory, to me, you have to believe in some of them. Conspiracy fact. NFL, the nature of the NFL, there's some shit just makes you scratch your head till it bleeds. Some shit, it's got to be kind of rigged, at least a little bit, especially when, oh, by the way, FanDuel and DraftKings and BetESPN are all going to be part of the NFL. Proud sponsors of the NFL. DraftKings. Huh. Conflict of interest, methinks. So there's a rigged nature, possibly. But you watch social media, how many memes of the officials and little bitch Mahomes and the officials and cheating, meme after meme, joke after joke, gif after gif, gif, whatever. I mean, if it's all over the world every day, to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it wasn't something that everybody thought about, there wouldn't be all this stuff out on the internet. If it was my team, I wouldn't care. That'd be great. If I'm a Chiefs fan, give me the refs. I love it. Oh, this one too. What's this? Mahomes. Lots of NFL script jokes. Remember the commercial that they took off with Key and Peele? So, what's the script for week 6? I still love it, though. Just if you do gamble, hope you're on the right side of the Vegas. It's kind of a joke, but still love it. New England, Baltimore, catch the fucking ball. Inexcusable. Can anybody but Hunter Henry even catch? On National Tight Ends Day, by the way. Father Time catching up to Justin Tucker. It's not looking the same. Yeah, drop passes kill you. Yeah, Josh Downs, I talked about this earlier, catches the ball, rolls over on the defender, never even touches the ground. And when he catches it and he rolls on the back of the defender, it's on the goal line. How can you look at this and overturn it when it's incontrovertible, irrefutable evidence is the rule? You cannot overturn this shit. And if it's full speed and he's a yard in the end zone, if you slow it down click by click, millimeter by millimeter, and here's the goal line, and here's the ball, and I think his knee's down. That's not the intent. That's not how it works. It's crap. You know what, too? Why do the refs have to be perfect? The officials. Guys drop wide open passes. Guys miss blocks. Guys miss tackles. Guys hold. Since when do the officials have to be perfect? You just stop. NFL, stop this shit. You can't slow the shit down pixel by pixel, freeze frame, and the ball's a millimeter from the end zone, and his knee might or might not be touching. It's a touchdown. And late flags, so crap. It's almost like, oh, better throw that because we got the over, 80% on the over. We need the under. Oh, Vegas says holding. And why is holding on the defense have to be automatic first down? Defense doesn't have it hard enough. Why are defensive penalties automatic for 3rd and 38? They're running a little screen over here. Brutta bumps the guy 6 yards, illegal contact, automatic first down on 3rd down and 38. That's fair. You know, it's a razor's edge to NFL. Remember the Lions-Niners last year in the playoffs when Lions so close, 4 or 5 plays. Every single game you could break down 3, 4, 5, 2 even plays that make or break. Kyle Hamilton, Jameis Winston threw a pass right to him with a minute left, and they would have ran the clock out. It's like he was a receiver, and the receiver was the DB, and Kyle Hamilton bobble, next play, touchdown there. If he catches that, think of the narrative. Baltimore 6-2. Defense is coming around. Jameis, same old shit in Cleveland. Couple interceptions. Sure, he throws for 300 yards, but, you know, you can't win with anybody in Cleveland. Think of the narrative if Kyle Hamilton catches the most perfectly laid in his lap interception. 1 or 2 plays here in the NFL, it's crazy. JETS, just end the season. Whose fault is it this time? Because every time it's somebody's fault. Got to run on the red line. Nobody ever heard of the red line unless if you're in practice. Didn't make the right read. We're not playing with energy. End of the game, AR5. Just another one. Get out of bounds. You run for 15 yards, you got to stop the clock. Extra 3 yards isn't it's hero ball. Get the fuck. Maybe the guy just isn't that smart. I mean, I'd have got to him if I was Steichen or SID or anybody or the game management coach that they don't have, that they need more than ever. Clock management, full-time assistant coach. Game manager, assistant coach, full-time. Every single team. And they fucking need it. But you run him down the hall and say, bro, when you tapped out, your hip was a little tweaked. Your hammy. Your head. Not going to lie, I was tired. That gets you nowhere. And you throw across the middle with 14 seconds left. I'm starting to think, you know what? I've listened to 3 or 4 games and 15, 20 minutes here. Tom Brady's not that great. Not a great voice, kind of boring, doesn't bring a whole lot. I don't know. I don't think Tom Brady's very good. Oh, and then AR5 can't even get off a Hail Mary. Because whoever they're playing, unlike the Bears, they rushed 3, 4, 5 guys, or rushed 5 guys. Or they blitzed. I don't know. I guess we're on to the afternoon games over here. the later games. Wee man, I'm rooting for you still. Can Kenneth Walker get the ball more than 9 times in a rainstorm? Chargers, do you have an identity? I thought we were going to run the ball and play D. Why is Herbert throwing 40 times? Goal to go at the 1. How about spread out? Maybe a slot, maybe a receiver, and not 22 guys. And set, blue 82, blue 82, 22 guys in the box. Idiotic, bro. Is Robert Saleh coach of the year? By the way, I heard Kyle Brandt say that. Midway point coach of the year, Robert Saleh, because, they were okay with him. Their defense was pretty damn good. Now just look at him fall apart without him. He must be feeling okay. Now he's helping out Green Bay with their offense. Have a defensive-minded guy. I'd say he landed with his feet on the ground pretty good. Still amazes me what Andy Reid does. He takes guys just right off the scrap heap and turns them into damn near Pro Bowlers. And half the coaches in the NFL take Pro Bowlers and throw them on the scrap heap with their play calling and their scheme and their coaching. So good on you, Andy Reid. Never hated you, but it's nice to have the officials too. I'm going to get all into Chicago, all the ways they fucked out. Even with inside 2 minutes when they were trying to score. Terrible clock management. Terrible. Daniel Jones, get rid of the ball. Not same old shit. Decent numbers. Run pretty good, but 2 turnovers at the end of the game and lose. Hasn't thrown a touchdown at home in 2 seasons. He's 1-14 in prime time. Pre-snap penalties. All of this. Inexcusable. I forgot about my word of the day. Inexcusable. I love the Manning cast, though, more and more. And you don't double team JT Watt. Daniel Jones needs to get away from pressure. I don't know. Quick review on the day. By the way, this is how I'm going to end it up. By the way, Christmas commercials in mid-October. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, political commercials, they're going to end on the 6th. I'm seeing Christmas commercials on October 15th. Come on, people. At least over here, it's not that big a deal. By the way, I gave you 19 guys out of 32 teams that have a bell cow, bell cow quarter or running back. A workhorse, bell cow. Needs about 18 carries minimum, 25, 28, 30 even. 11 of those teams lost. Let's see it. Let's see how they did. Derrick Henry, 11 carries against Cleveland. 11. You lead the league in rushing. We've talked about this earlier in the season and last year in the playoffs. And you give them 11 carries and they lose. Let me guess. When you play KC, he'll get about 8. Imagine if that's fucking rigged. Devin Achane, 10 carries. Smaller guy. Most are guys, sure, but Breece Hall, 16 close. Breece Hall should get 25 carries. Can't run the ball? Well, you can't run the ball if you don't try. Maybe your offensive line is okay if they're not pass protecting every fucking play. Jonathan Taylor, 20, only lost by 3. I'd give him 28. Alvin Kamara, 3 games in a row with 10 carries or less. With rookie quarterbacks. Dennis Allen, Matt Eberflus, what are we doing? Dude. Face ID!
What are we doing? 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 What are we doing?
Kenny Walker, 9 carries. Alvin Kamara, 10 fucking carries. Some moment of silence for, I told you, it's going to get my blood pressure up today. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Did you see that D Wade statue, by the way? Oh my God. I needed a good laugh. I'll pull it up. D Wade statue. Actually, yeah. D Wade statue. Hold up. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just needed a break. So they unveiled this, and if you saw D Wade's face, who is that? If somebody said to you, who is that? Is that D Wade's grandpa? So yeah, who allowed that? Who put that? Who took that thing off and said that and said, "Oh yeah, perfect. Let's put that outside the arena. Looks just like him." This is backseat quarterback to the max.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
D Wade. Pre-snap penalties, illegal formations, false starts, just kill drives. Oh, and the Chiefs got another D lineman from New England. Would you please stop trading to the Chiefs? Who gives a fuck about a 6th-round fucking draft pick? Can we please stop helping out these bastards? Everybody's sick of them. It's the Swifties. Now what? All of a sudden the Swifties know about, like, they should have been playing cover 2. Whatever, bro. And Mahomes, oh, she's very knowledgeable. You know, we're going to maybe run some plays. Fuck off. Let's talk Bears. This is my last thing. And then Emalani had a little request. By the way, Chicago Bears, Matt Eberflus. Kyle. Aloha. Getting the rundown. Matt Eberflus. Chicago Bears. All the ways they fucked this shit up. It's unbelievable. First of all, 2 weeks to prepare for a game. First 7 drives, 7 punts, and then a turnover on downs. First 8 drives. 0 points halfway through the 3rd quarter. Going in to score the game, the go-ahead touchdown from the 1-yard line, and you're handing off to a backup offensive lineman, and you say you've been working on that play, and he fumbles, and the handoff's way up in his chest. That's a play you run when you're up 20 points. That's or down, and just maybe give the other team something to think about. It's just getting started. You give up a non-contested 13-yard out pattern that even makes a Hail Mary possible. And then you double down in the postgame and say, well, that play doesn't matter. It's what's 13 yards? It's all about the Hail Mary is all that matters. Well, they can't throw a Hail Mary if they don't get that 13 yards. And by the way, you have 2 timeouts left. And by the way, your DB's talking shit to the crowd, not even paying attention, and nobody notices that. So on the play before the Hail Mary, how about a timeout and have a DB on the sideline so they can't throw that out? Now they have to do the Stanford band pitch play. But no, it's no big deal. That's not the play we're worried about. And I don't care if a Hail Mary has a 0.7% chance. It's a chance. Until it says 0-0 on the clock, Tyreek Stevenson, the game's not over. So you double down on being a dumbass and letting him have that play, not calling a timeout. And you double down and say, no, that play didn't matter. When everybody knows it mattered. If my head coach is saying this shit, fireable offense. You're a person, I don't give a fuck. You're making $10 million a year, you can move your family. And then just say, oh, that play is no big deal. When it's a huge deal. And you let them have it. And then no timeout before the Hail Mary, just to make sure we're on the same page. And our dumbass DB still back here talking shit to the crowd with his back to the play. 2 plays in a row. The guy that's getting torched all day and poked a guy in the eyeball and got a 15-yard penalty. Probably should have been kicked out of the game. That guy's talking shit to the crowd when there's time on the clock and the play is actually running. Do we want to address this shit? Then you rush 3.5 guys on a Hail Mary. You either rush 2 guys and have 9 guys back, or you rush 5 or 6 guys and you get to the quarterback and you don't give him time. You don't give him 13 seconds and rush 3 guys and then have a spying who knows what. Is Jaden Daniels going to run 65 yards for a touchdown? Are they going to dump it off to Eckler and he's going to run 65 yards? So what is Edwards doing, number 53, for one thing, spying whoever, and then you have 3 guys rushing and they're all collapsing. If you have 3 guys rushing, one stays high, you don't let the quarterback reverse field. I mean, there could have been a couple holding calls, but. And then the ball's in the air, and the number 1 rule on Hail Mary defense is you have a guy deeper than their deepest guy. Was probably supposed to be dumbass Stevenson that's talking shit and freaks out, and he's a run, and you knock the ball down, right? He's the one that tips it up, and he probably was the one that should have been covering Noah Brown. So the clock management, too, on their drive to go ahead, they're just letting the clock run. You don't know if you're going to score. They have all 3 timeouts left. Don't use any of them before the play, before the Hail Mary or the Hail Mary. Hand off to a fucking backup center. When you're 2nd and goal from the 1, you have Rashawn Johnson and Swift, and you have a mobile quarterback. Give up. Even Romo called it live, said you can't give up. They're going to go 13, 15-yard out. You can't give that up. They're going to be in Hail Mary territory. Call a timeout no matter what. Oh, yeah, and your best defender, Sweat, is gassed out on the last play on the sideline. You could have called a timeout and got him back in the game. 3 timeouts you walk out of that game with. A dumbass, and then the apology. No, I don't want to hear it, Tyreek Stevenson. You knock it up. There's nobody there. 8 egregious errors. Fireable offenses. I mean, everybody's going into the season. You're going to have your best quarterback you've ever had. You have a defensive piece of shit coach that's blown you games in the past. Defensive coaches were 1 out of 10. And you're going to keep this guy and go into a season with your rookie quarterback and hire some other guy that's a dumbass too for offensive coordinator. That's the most.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
So good riddance, bro. I'm waiting for the tweet any day that Matt Eberflus has been relieved of his duties. And if not, don't tell us we didn't warn you when this shit happens again, or if it's in the playoffs, or there's dumbass clock management, or dumbass play calling. Because we fucking warned you. Enough of that. Emelani, my little girl, we're going to try to do a show tonight. Emelani the Great. She wanted me to talk about kittens and rainbows today. Rainbow and kitten world. And what would the kittens eat in a rainbow and kitten world? So I think they'd eat mice. Okay, there you go, Emelani. Love you guys. I'm going to sign off now. Been a pleasure. Whew. Getting riled up at the phone even. It's my face. I'm sick of just, I want to turn on the phone. I'm going to get rid of that shit. Face ID bullshit. I don't want to type in blah, 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 blah. I just want to turn on the phone and talk. Okay. Anyway, love you guys. Until next week, aloha and ahuyo.